it's me, RachaelLyn, and today on Things on Thursday, I'm going to talk about all of the things that I hate about being in debt. If you do not already know, I am over $170,000 in debt. All of that is my student loans. I have about $100,000 in my undergraduate student loans and about $70-something thousand in my graduate loans. I went to school to be a teacher, and I did not take that much out to be a teacher. My loans have just kind of more than doubled in the time since I finished school, and I have gone into loan default, and I am currently in the process of rehabilitating those loans and trying to get to the next step and to really start paying off my loans aggressively as soon as possible. So let me just dive right on into the things that I hate about being in debt. The first thing that I hate about being in debt is that every time I just think about it, I feel this crushing weight, like on my chest, in my stomach. It just is crushing. Along with that, I kind of basically feel like I want to throw up every time I think about it. I hate knowing that all of my money has to go to someone else. I feel like everything I have doesn't belong to me, it belongs to someone else, namely the government. I feel like I don't own anything. I hate knowing that my wages could be garnished, my tax return could be seized. That would mean that I'd have to live on even less than I do now, which if I didn't live at home, it would be extremely difficult. I hate that I can't submit my taxes right now because I actually do have a hold from one of my student loans. Even though I've been paying steadily for the last 3 months, they have not taken that hold off of my tax record, so I can't really submit my taxes right now until they take that hold off. I hate that knowing the longer I'm in debt, the more money I'm gonna have to pay to them because of interest. I hate that I was so stupid in trying to obtain a piece of paper that said that I was so smart. I hate knowing that I have a negative net worth, which makes me feel like I'm not worth anything, like I'm worthless. I hate feeling like I will never pay off my student loans because my income is so much lower than what I owe. I feel like it'll never get paid off. I hate knowing that my student loans have more than doubled since I originally took them out, and that is just kind of depressing. I hate feeling like I should be living like a minimalist in order to pay off my student loans. I don't want to be a minimalist. I like stuff. I hate doubting that I could ever become a millionaire. I hate knowing that no one's going to help me. I have to do this all by myself. Along with that, I'm single, so I really am doing this all by myself. I have no extra financial support. I have no extra moral support from a spouse, and it's hard to do it on your own and to be completely dependent on yourself in order to pay off a lot of money. However, along with that, there's also no one else screwing up my budget and mixing things up. I can control the budget completely 100% my own and know that, any mistakes that are made, they're all mine and no one else is messing anything up. So that is kind of nice though. I hate that I can't get another dog. I would love for Lucy to have a little brother or sister puppy, but she can't because I can't pay for another dog when I can't even pay to live on my own, let alone I'm supposed to pay the government all this money back. I hate feeling like it would be financial suicide to move out on my own and live away from my parents because I feel like this is my safety net, and if I were to move out, then I would owe so much money to rent and bills and groceries on my own. It would pretty much be financial suicide to move out on my own right now. Kind of along with that, I feel trapped. I feel trapped at my parents. I feel trapped by debt. I feel trapped by the government. I feel trapped in my job because what else can I do with an education degree? What else can I do to make more money? I feel like there's not a lot of choices, and I don't want to make any other choices. But it's also very nerve-wracking to try something different and it not work out financially. And so I'm just trapped. I hate that I feel like a failure because of this debt. I hate that I have ruined my credit. I know that really shouldn't matter, especially if you are very closely following the Dave Ramsey plan. But the fact is, I have a credit score, and I will have a credit score as long as I have these loans out. And these loans are going to be out for a very long time. And even though there are ways to work around not having a credit score at all, it's a lot harder to work around having a low credit score with damaging marks on your credit than it is to work around no credit score at all. I hate feeling like the government owns me. I hate not being able to travel like I want to. I would love to take a trip this summer, even just to visit friends or to go somewhere with friends. And it could be as extravagant as traveling in Europe, or it could be as little as going to Nashville for a weekend trip. I feel like I can't do any of those because of all the money that I owe, and I should be paying all of my money back to debt, and definitely should not be going on any trips or vacations when I owe somebody a lot of money. I hate that I have to take on multiple jobs and as many side hustles as I possibly can in order to pay off this debt. I'd like to do some fun things. I don't want to be working constantly all the time. I work when I go to work, and I get home and I work some more, and on the weekends I go to work some more, and I'm just constantly working, and then I still feel like I'm not getting anywhere, but it's just like working and working and working. And I have always worked multiple jobs, so I'm kind of used to it, but at the same time, going back to feeling trapped, I'd like to take an opportunity and take a break and take a trip and relax and enjoy that time off, not worried about what's going to happen when I come back. I hate wishing that I could go back in time, but knowing that I can't, because I just so wish that I could go back in time and tell myself not to get those loans. I worked in college. I should have helped contribute to my college education. I definitely should not have gotten my master's when I did. That could have waited. And my loans would probably be gone by now if I had done that and then paid for my grad school out of pocket with a real professional job rather than, I just did everything backwards. And I wish I could go back in time, and I can't, and I hate that. I hate that I can't really do a debt snowball because all of my debts, even though I do have separate loans, they're all just kind of one big loan in my head because they were all for the same thing, and they're all at the same interest rate, and I feel like it's all together, and there's no snowball, and there's no room for gaining momentum in paying these loans off. And that makes it really, really hard, I think, knowing that there will not ever feel like a big success as I'm going because it's just one big loan, basically. I hate feeling like I can't enjoy anything, because any money that I spend on any kind of enjoyment, I feel like should be going towards debt. I hate feeling overwhelmed. I am so overwhelmed. I hate being on the brink of hopelessness. My determination is strong, and I know that I'm going to get through this. But if I allow myself to think about all the negatives and not think about any of the positives, not that there's positives to being in debt, but not think about the hope, then it feels hopeless. I want to end this on a positive note. I know how determined I am. I am such a determined person. I set goals, and I meet and surpass goals, and I know that I can meet and surpass this goal. Now, like I said, I have $170-something thousand in debt for my student loans. $100,000 of that is my undergraduate loans, and my parents are taking on that responsibility for me, and I am extremely grateful and gracious to them for that. But I am responsible for my graduate loans. That's about the $70-something thousand, and I say something just because it keeps growing. But I'm responsible for that $70,000. I only make $37,000 a year. Hopefully that will grow at least a little bit, and that does not include any side jobs or side hustles that I have and do. So there is a little bit of room in there for more than that, but right now that's what I make, and I owe almost more than double what I make in a year, and that can be pretty depressing. But I know my determination, and my goal is to finish paying off my graduate loans within 5 years. I know that I can do it. I really have to buckle down and work hard for the next 5 years. Once these graduate loans are taken care of, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break for a little bit, and then get along with my parents and try to really tackle those undergraduate loans. So if I can do that, I feel like a huge weight would be off of my shoulders, and just everything would just feel so much better. And I know I can do it. So I will. So I know this is probably pretty depressing, but I kind of was inspired to do this after I did things that I hate about being overweight, and I just kind of thought, you know what, I hate being in debt too, and I wanted to kind of tell you all of the reasons why. I would love to hear from you. If you have ever been in debt, or you are still in debt, I would love to know, what do you hate about being in debt? But let's leave this on a positive note, and I want to know what your goal is to being out of debt. How long do you think it's going to take you? And hopefully that will be hope-filled and inspiring. So I don't want to leave this on a very negative, sad, depressing, hopeless note, because that is not the kind of place that I am going to be in, because if I did that, then I really never would get out of debt. So I have to know that it can be done, and I have to have hope in order for it to be done. So that is where I'm at right now, and I'd love to hear from you. Give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, let me know what you hate about being in debt, and let me know what your debt goals are. And if you are not already, please go ahead and subscribe. Follow me on my weight loss journey, my getting out of debt journey, and they go hand in hand. They are really going hand in hand, and so I would just love for you to join me over here if you are not already. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Financial Friday. Bye.